Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here today. We're taking a quick look here at NFT. Obviously, we look at Bitcoin first, so if you're new to the channel, I'm not a financial advisor. This is for educational purposes only, and I do recommend that you always do your own research. And just keep this in mind too, I have a trading community, so if you need kind of a leg up in the industry and you'd like signals sent out to you conveniently through a trading bot, I'm your guy. Check that out in your own time. I have a descriptive video down below, of course, if you're interested, but it's really growing fast. Really cool group of folks there too. I think you're gonna like it. So jumping in here to Bitcoin, first and foremost, we got the one-day chart. And this is pretty standard, but we got 58 and 60,000, those two primary support levels. The price is kind of hugging 60,000 here today. But all in all, still in pretty good shape because we had this descending wedge pattern that just broke out, but it kind of dipping one last time, likely before it bounces and jumps to the upside. It's a pretty common characteristic when that happens. We've also got 65, 66,000 as a major resistance zone for the moment here for Bitcoin. Once that breaks, sky's the ceiling. I don't know, whatever the no, it's sky's the ceiling. That doesn't make sense. But you get what I'm saying. The sky's the limit. I think that's what I meant to say. Yeah, there is no ceiling once we pass it. Therefore, all in good shape. One last thing to note here as well, and just not really major concern because we have the nice support channels here, but the price is presently under the 50-day simple moving average. So the hope is the price will break back above that and then progress to the upside early next week once the trading opens up for the whales. So we're hoping so. But here's the great thing, though. One last little thing. The volume in the last, 2 or 3 weeks right here, ever since we've had 40,000, you can see a strong combination right here at about 61,000 is a very, very big amount of volume. So heaven forbid we do lose these two support levels. We got 55,000 as this next second largest amount of support based on volume. But I do think that 61,000 being a pretty strong amount of volume right there, we're probably going to see that hold as a support channel. Okay, so again, 60 to 61,000 is pretty solid support. All right, let's go ahead and move on to NFT. Enough gabbing about Bitcoin. So big picture here. Wow, okay. So it's done a few things here. Obviously, I believe this is the ISO date. Correct me if I'm wrong, but what, May 20th is when it opened. Now that was a difficult day to open because that was the day after the mortgage crisis, or sorry, the Bitcoin crisis. I'm sure mortgages too, somewhere along the lines. But yeah, the Bitcoin crisis, right? Where the financial, what is it, the China candle essentially, May 19th, that happened the day before, right? So we had this knee-jerk reaction when the price jumped up and all sorts of craziness happened. But the cool thing is it's kind of stabilized and essentially didn't do too terrible after that. It's kind of a good time frame to enter the market. So if we look at this here down as well, we can see a pretty strong support. That's roughly when Bitcoin was at 30,000, and then of course it ramped up hard here in September, but only to get shut down shortly after because that was the what was that, the El Salvador candle. That's the one. Yeah. So September 7th, this was El Salvador here. So it was ramping up, consolidating, and then it got hit kind of hard and went back down. So I like where it's at right now based on the price action where it's been previously. We can see today here, or no, sorry, 3 days ago, the price had tested the most recent resistance. Okay, so let's go ahead and mark that guy there as well. And of course, big picture, we can mark this here, but keep in mind, this number isn't super relevant if that is the correct ICO date, because when a coin comes out, it just kind of goes crazy bonkers, and oftentimes that level isn't a super strong resistance later down the road, just based on the simple fact that it was really kind of unofficially, it's kind of testing the waters, right? Still getting its feet wet. Anyways, that's kind of what we're looking at there. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at some indicators and see where we're at. We're back under 70. I love this. This means we have plenty more room for growth. So we may see another leg up. And also here, let's see, we're well above the 50-day simple moving average. I like that. On the 4-hour chart, and I picked this up earlier here, it kind of looks like we have a bull flag pattern. I could be wrong, but that definitely looks like one. So if you kind of see here, I got this chart pulled up so you can kind of see what that looks like. It looks kind of like a bullish continuation flag, right? So you got the price that comes up, works itself into a downward descending channel, and then it breaks up to the upside, right? So this kind of looks like that to me, right? We got the flagpole, price kind of figuring itself out, and now we got the breakout. So there's no doubt in my mind that the price is probably going to continue to progress upwards. Obviously, we'll look at some other indicators, but I feel very good about this flag pattern here because those are very common, breakouts. And when they break out, they usually break out hard to break the most recent high. So we should experience some kind of increase to land somewhere over here. What number is that? We're just going to go ahead and avoid all the zeros, and we'll just say 62,500 is the high point there, and we're right at about 50,000. So just say hypothetically take entry now, get up to there. That's potentially about a 25% gain up to that resistance here, the most recent resistance. So that'd be a pretty decent little swing trade there. All right, looking at the 1 hour chart, let's take a quick peek at the cloud, see kind of where we're at there. We did get rejected by the cloud, so that's not great, but it's not terrible either because we're still traveling within, and there's still plenty of time left for the price to continue to push its way up. But the bottom line here is when the price is above the cloud, it's considered a buy signal, and when it's below, it's effectively a sell signal, or just, that's a general concept. Not to say as soon as it breaks below, you sell. You've already probably been in the trade for a little while, right? You may as well hold. But the bottom line here is if the price breaks above, we're going to be in pretty good shape to see it continue to the upside. So I'm excited to see that. In fact, I might set some indicators, kind of see what that looks like. And I think we'll be in pretty good shape. So if all goes well, the price continues sideways for good, 5, 6, 7 hours. Then it breaks up right around 51,600. And then we see a break to the upside. That'd be awesome. Now, TD sequential isn't going to tell us too much here, but normally this kind of just helps us understand with exhaustion. And one thing to note is the price has reached that, it did previously reach that state of exhaustion on the downward fashion, and we're in that second leg down. So it shouldn't go much lower. In fact, we can kind of see a strong support level here forming. If you can kind of just draw a line straight across, you see this here? Previous resistance is now a support. Okay, so it got resisted out there quite a few times, right at about 44,000 we can round up. And now that's holding as a support. So 44,000 as a support. Position right now is kind of coming down. Let's take a quick look at the 15, see what's going on here. And we'll just check out our my favorite indicators here, the volume weighted average price. And what we can do is we can see actually the price is above the VWAP now. So it broke above. Hopefully that'll hold as a support level. Oftentimes the VWAP can hold, essentially as a resistance, which we saw right here, kind of held the price down. But now with the VWAP line being right here, it should likely continue to push the price upwards. That is a very common characteristics of the VWAP. And by the way, too, if you're new to the channel, VWAP is the volume weighted average price. It basically takes the volume last 24 hours and expresses it as a price. And in turn, that amount of volume basically is working as a support level, right? So that is essentially a support level where the price action should be right around 48,500, and the price is just barely above at 49,000. Okay, so that's a really good sign. Furthermore, too, we're well within the standard deviation lines, too. You can see the reset here, and the price is kind of calibrated right where it's at. So we're no longer outside of that large zone, so to speak. So we're in pretty good shape there. So I do like what I see here. All good things here for NFT. So yeah, my recommendation here would be to consider taking entry to at least, take a 25% profit up to about 62,000. Is that the number we said? Sorry, the numbers are kind of small. I should work on getting my, I should increase the size of my font, right? So 65,000 is essentially the high point. So yeah, take entry, just say in the near future, up to about 65,000. Yeah, that's a good 25-30% profit. But all good things there. And then furthermore, too, to note, again, even though this isn't super relevant, that still plays into people's minds in the sense that resistance level up here is still very much potential. So just keep that in mind too. If we have the break to the upside and we can break past this resistance level here, then we're going to probably see something happen here in the near future. In other words, we're probably going to see that resistance level, that highest point, the previous all-time high, get tested, if nothing else, and likely broken with that momentous push if we can get past this little stopping point here. But I think that's very, very likely, just considering what we see here with the bull flag is definitely on its way up. And if not today, I think the next 24, 48 hours, we'll see the price just continue to work its way up there. So hopefully you found benefit here. If you do, like and subscribe. Thank you to my patron, actually, Queen Bee. Thank you so much for requesting that I cover this. Really do appreciate you. And of course, all the support from my community members, man. I've got a really good group of folks there. Again, be sure to check that out if you're new to the channel, or even you've been watching the videos for a long time and maybe you're considering a leg up. You need somebody to walk alongside you in this journey. I can help you make a lot more money than you're making right now. Again, let the numbers speak themselves. Check out the description. I have information if you request that. Feel free to message me through Telegram at CryptoCache Tech, and I'll be happy to help you out. But for now, I hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll look forward to seeing the next video. You take care now. Bye-bye.